Welcome back to Rigas Rudens from me, Dmitry Doroshenko, calling on most of the games of the day. I think the next one I'm going to take another break, but I will be replaced by beautiful organizers Christiana and Veronica. But for this game, we're going to have another turnover by Baltic Dragons and another break by Valmiera. So Valmiera are deciding that they are tired of losing the games and they would like to get a win on their results of the day. So they are going to take a decisive lead, 3-0, in just 3 minutes of the game played. While Baltic Dragons actually are having a bit of a trouble of getting their offense started. A few turnovers, very unfortunate ones, especially the last one, which was just in front of their own end zone. So that was definitely not what they were planning to do in the very beginning of this game. They're going to start their offense once again. They're going to try to get a different result this time. Kalinas with the disc, and he's going to throw that into the channel that was closely watched by Kriegers, and he managed to get the hand on this disc and get a defensive stat, and probably gonna get an assist as well. At least he's hoping for it. So Kriegers to Mucinieks. That was maybe not the best choice there. He was covering his face in disbelief, and maybe, not the great idea to do, but Mucinieks, thumbs up from him. Very nice point for Valmiera. 4-0, hot start for them. And another exciting game, another exciting matchup. We're still watching Pool D at the moment in the men's division, but don't you worry, we're gonna get some women's division matchup for you in the next game. So definitely a great idea to keep watching the games and keep enjoying Indoor Ultimate in Latvia in the indoor halls of Ogre. And very unfortunately for Baltic Dragons, looks like they're either trying something new or they just didn't warm up very well, and they just can't find the connections, and we can definitely see the frustration on the coach's face. Domatas Kalinas there, number 7 of Baltic Dragons, while Valmiera not hesitating, that is for sure, and Kozolans there picking up the disc, throwing it to Shilda, nice hammer for a 5-0 start. So that is getting quite an unfortunate game for them. We're playing a game to 11, and it's been only 6 minutes of the game time, and they're already halfway to winning it. So maybe I will get a bit of a break next up. We will definitely see, but hopefully not. Hopefully this game is going to get a bit more interesting and a bit more exciting. But finally, Baltic Dragons are on the board, and they're getting the first point. I think it was marked in, but Kalinas did not fall very comfortably. Now I stand not entirely sure if that was in or out. Yeah, it was in. It was signaled in, but Kalinas is nursing a bit of an injury of his ankle, so maybe that landing was not the most comfortable for him. Maybe he also decided to fall just for the safety of that, sacrifice the body but save the ankles, very, very possibly. Kalinas with the pull. Let's see if they will muster and manage to get a few breaks of their own and get our game a little bit back on track and a little bit closer. Valmiera gonna throw into the end zone, and Biernis for Kozolans for another score. This time an offensive hold for Valmiera. They started with an offensive hold. There is another one and 4 breaks in between. So far So far, only one offensive hold of Baltic Dragons is on the board, so not a very easy game for them, and it's going to be quite difficult to get themselves out of this hole of 4 breaks and 5 points down. But to break, first you need to score. It looks like Valmiera is taking a bit of a time for the first throw, and there we go. The pull is up. I don't think that the handlers on the Baltic Dragon side were sure who is going to pick that up, and that was definitely not against Kriegers there, standing tall and defending that disc and getting another opportunity for a break for Valmiera. Berzinch to Teteris, and then into the end zone for number 44, Peteris Muris. 7-1. Not the most pleasant start for sure for Baltic Dragons. I don't think that we've seen a proper blowouts yet. It might be the first one, I hope not. But I think the only game that finished with 11 points was the previous one, where unfortunately I was playing in the pickup team and we were on the receiving end of the 11 points and not the scoring end, sadly. Despite that, yeah, all the games have been pretty close so far, but I think something is just not clicking for Baltic Dragons. Maybe they were not as prepared for this particular game as they were for the previous ones. Kalinas with the disc gonna start us off, and once again I think that was a little bit too high, or maybe number 11 there, Zelba, was not ready for that disc being that high, and yeah, this time also not really coming down with it on the defense, and Mucenieks taking that out and sending it into the end zone for Artur Steteris for the score, and that is an 8-1 game. We still got 15 minutes on the clock, so plenty of time for Baltic Dragons to get these points back, but it's definitely not going to be easy for them, as I kind of it feels, looking at their body language, it kind of feels like they gave up a little bit, to be honest with you, but I hope that they will prove me wrong. That is for sure. Long shot for Baltic Dragons. Kalinas on the receiving end, a little bit too deep for him. And yeah, the apologetic hand up there from the thrower. Not quite sure who that is. I think it's Rokas Zelba, if I am right. Or it could be Buinauskas Donatas. And wow, a throw away from Valmiera, the first one of this game. First turnover by them, and oh, that may be a call. No, there's gonna be no call on that, so Vitautas Doniela gonna say that no contact there, nothing affected, and Domatas Kolinas unfortunately with a bit of a throwaway, but good defensive pressure from Valmiera, and Jakovels into the close to the end zone for Muris, and Muris this time in the end zone for Kozolans. Kozolans gonna pick up another offensive point, and we're gonna get to 9-1 score. Yeah, not the most pleasant score line, of course, for Baltic Dragons. Quite unfortunate for them, and yeah, they looks like it's going to be, I think, their third loss for the moment. I might check out the results for you, but not very easy to get out of this hole for them right now. But they will pick up the disc offensively. One pass is completed. All you need is one pass at first, but then a miscommunication there on the near sideline, and Berzinch gonna survey the options quite patiently, and this time to Childe in the end zone. I think Teteris was on the throwing end of this particular point, so another defensive break for Valmiera, and we are on the verge of game point. Sorry for keeping you in suspense. My brain is a little bit tired as well after all the games and after all the running. And yeah, these games are coming at you quite fast. To be honest, I will not mind a bit of a break of 10 minutes myself, if this game will be over quickly. But yeah, I would like Baltic Dragons to prove me wrong and get a bit of a rebound. And no, unfortunately for Vilius Zelba, that got dropped off the hands, and that is game. That was a very, very quick 13-minute game, basically. Valmiera came out firing after playing 2 games in a row, so they had a bit of a rest. They collected all the information and they collected all the energy and decided to came out firing in this particular game. 11-1 is the result. Very unfortunate for Baltic Dragons. But yeah, next up, as promised, I'm going to be switched here, most probably, by our staff and organizer Christiana and Veronica. We're gonna have an international matchup of Lithuanian DTS, or Drop That Smile, and Ultimate Saku from Estonia as well. So Estonia against... Wait, is Saku Estonia? I'm not sure. I will be corrected, most likely. No, yes, it is Estonian team, of course. So yes, exciting matchup. We're going to see a few superstars like Barbora Kundalita and Marin Raba and Clara Leet playing against each other. So very, very exciting game. So stay tuned for that. I'm gonna take a bit of a break and see you very, very soon.